Hi, this is Jason Fielder with the Daily Forex Report for October 18th. We're currently looking at the US-Japanese yen pair. This particular pair gapped up 19 pips at the open of the new session. We are expecting it to fill that gap prior to the end of the week. Now, this pair did move up on Friday. It moved really high and then pulled back to close a little bit lower, still above the previous day's high. So we currently are moving sideways with a bias that is sideways. We'll just have to keep an eye on this pair. As far as direction, we are expecting it to move potentially as high as 91.61 and hit resistance there, possibly as low as 89.89 and hit some support at that level. Now let's switch over to the Euro USD pair. This particular pair pegged the high of the previous session on Friday and moved lower. Did not quite break the low, but did close down. We are looking for this pair to continue moving sideways with the bias that is sideways. Look for it to potentially move as high as 1.5043, possibly as low as 147.77. Look for some resistance around 149.68 and possibly hit some support around 148.46. Now let's take a look at the pound US dollar pair. This particular pair gapped down 70 pips amazingly, and it is starting to move higher. We do fully expect this to retrace probably within the session or two, definitely by Friday. We are expecting this pair to potentially move as high as 164.00 and hit some resistance at that level, possibly hit some support around 162.02 and hit some support, possibly move to that point. Now let's switch over to the US Swiss. This pair gapped as well. It was only 5 pips, not that much. We do expect it to fill that gap prior to Friday's close. However, we did close up on Friday, did not break the low of the previous session. So this pair might be starting to move sideways. Definitely has a bias to the downside still. Look for it to potentially move as high as 1.0284, possibly as low as 1.0069. Look for some resistance around 1.0200 and look for some support around 1.0147. Well, that about does it for the charts. As far as news announcements goes, there's really nothing significant going on today or tomorrow as far as news. Let me show you what I'm looking at as far as a trade. This is a real quick trade. Nothing, not a whole lot goes into this. We just have a window of opportunity that I wanted to show y'all. If you notice, we have a low here, here, and here. It's definitely close enough to be a support, an area of support. Remember, support and resistance are typically never just a particular price. It's usually a zone. Well, interestingly enough, this zone also encompasses this high, this session's high. So we have confirmation, we have resistance that has turned into support. Well, if we get a break of that support right here, we have the potential definitely to go down to this point, possibly down to here. This point right here would give us about 25 pips worth of movement as far as just movement after the break. So if we have a breakout, you can definitely, I guess that's around 20 pips, and down to here you're looking at about 45. So this trade somewhere, you should look to get somewhere between 20 and 40 pips out of this trade. We have a clear basic window of opportunity there. I don't see it slowing down for any reason historically between those 2 points. So definitely keep an eye on this trade. I'd use a 1-to-1 risk to reward. It's just a quick little trade, but it should hit during this next session. Well, that about does it for today. Until next time, this is Jason Fielder. Good trading.